I'm gonna turn this part over to Patrick, come out of closed session.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Uh, The board came out of closed session on a motion from Ms. Bansley and a second from Mr. Johnson, a unanimous vote. And whereas the Bedford County Supervisors convened a closed meeting pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and where Section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the Bedford County Board of Supervisors that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Bedford County Board of Supervisors does hereby certify to the best of each member's knowledge only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which the certification resolution applies. And only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting was heard, discussed, or considered by the Bedford County Board of Supervisors. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Ms. Bansley?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So certified.
Okay, we're out of closed session, and now we'll call order to the regular board meeting, and, welcome everyone here. No one's here, but anyway. But, first thing on the agenda is, moment of silence. Thank you. Next, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Next, we have the approval of the agenda. You've had time to read it over. Any changes or comments?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve.
Mr. Chair, we had one addition from the work session, the discussion regarding an employee bonus and appropriating the funds to the FY 25-26 budget.
That's 9C, right?
I move we
Sure.
approve the agenda as amended. A second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, we have citizen comment period. You have 3 minutes, and the first, well, the only one signed up is Glenn Smith.
Appreciate the opportunity to speak. I'd like to talk about a problem that I see in the county, and that's housing density. As I drive through the county, and I've been here all of my life, except for some time spent in the military, it seems to me that certain areas are looking more like suburbs than rural areas. And I think part of the problem is a very narrow parcel is being permitted for each house that's being built. 100 feet is so narrow with the, I think, 1.5 acres required, that the houses are juxtaposed in a way that it's very unpleasant to look at to me. I think part of the remedy would be to widen the road frontage needed. That, I suppose, if let's say you widen it to 150 feet, would cut down, I think, about 1/3 of the number of houses that could be built on a particular stretch, or a longer stretch anyway. I think if something like this isn't done, there are going to be more problems coming. Some of these houses are being built on secondary roads that are rather narrow and curvy. It's going to result in traffic that's going to overload those roads. I think the funds that will be required for education, for services and whatever, will outpace the tax rate as we know it right now. So I would beseech you to do something to cut down on the density of the housing. As I look at some of these areas, it seems more like something out of Edward Scissorhands than the county that I grew up in. So that would be my plea to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Smith. All right, I'll close the citizen comment period since we didn't have anyone else signed up. Next, we have don't have a consent agenda. Next, we have approval of the minutes. Any comments, changes, or someone make a motion to approve the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Parker. Who seconded? Mr. Johnson? Seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Public hearing, presentation. Consideration of ordinance authorized incentives for county employees, ordinance 0052725-01.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Virginia State Department of Social Services approached County Administrator Hiss a few weeks back about a performance incentive program they have for certain Medicaid, Medicare employees, where it's performance-based, does not require a local match. So if you have employees with your local DSS who meet certain performance expectations, the state will provide a bonus to them. However, they do require that the county have an ordinance in place that authorizes such a performance-based system. What is before you is in addition to our county code that would authorize such a system. I would also note that final approval would, of course, be by the Board of Supervisors as far as appropriating any such funds. And happy to entertain any questions at this time.
Any questions? Okay, any citizens have any comments they want to make? Okay, we'll close citizen comment. And any motions from the board?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 0052725-01, consideration of an ordinance authorizing incentives for county employees.
Second.
Okay, motion by Ms. Parker, second by Mr. Tuck. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bainsley?
Yes.
Mrs. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Action and discussion, consideration of a resolution appropriating funds for the Commonwealth of Virginia to the Bedford County School Board Nutrition Fund, and that will be presented by Mr. Hagler.
Yes, good evening. The state budget was passed and considering next year's budget, but they also put in substantial amount of money in this year's budget. We'll be receiving $950,000 to help pay for a $1,000 bonus for school-based employees. That bonus will be a retention bonus, so that's for employees returning to work and signing their contract for next year. So I bring this recommendation from the school board, which passed it at their last meeting, for you to consider the supplemental appropriation. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for Mr. Wrangler?
Does that fully fund the?
It does not. They fund only the SOQ positions, and we have more positions than the SOQ. So there will be a certain amount of local the funds that we have remaining that usually is year inbounds will we use to make up the difference.
So you already have you'll have the.
We do,
funds to make
yes, sir. I went over the forecast with Mrs. Anderson and my third quarter and projecting in the year just to make sure we were both seeing the same thing.
Any other questions? Could I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve resolution R 052725-02.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Johnson and second by Mr. Tuck. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mrs. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Bainsley?
Yes.
Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carries. Next, we have a consideration of a resolution adopting appropriating FY 2025-26 Bedford County and Bedford County School Board budgets. That'll be presented by Ashley.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So on May 12th, we had a public hearing for the fiscal year 26 proposed Bedford County and Bedford County School Board budgets. During that hearing, we didn't have any citizens speak for or against the budget, and there were no changes recommended by the board. As such, we are here tonight requesting that those budgets, as presented that night at the public hearing, be adopted and appropriated. Funds would become available July 1st.
Any questions or discussion? Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move for the adoption of Resolution R 052725-03.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Tuck, second by Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Ms. Bainsley?
Yes.
Mrs. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion carries. No board committee reports?
Item 9C, Mr. Chair.
And C.
9C. Who's that being? Ashley? All right, go ahead.
The state has approved a 1.5% bonus for full-time state-supported local employees. That bonus must be paid in July and is based on an employee's salary as of June 30th. That would impact about 50% of the county's full-time population, or excuse me, full-time staff. Therefore, staff is proposing that we extend such a bonus to all full-time employees and add a $250 bonus for part-time employees. To be eligible for the bonus, employees must have been hired before April 1 of 25 and still be employed on the pay date of the bonus. They must not be classified as temporary, seasonal, or substitute, and if they are part-time, then they must work on a regularly scheduled basis. The local cost to provide such a bonus is approximately $415,000, with $374,000 of that being attributed to the general fund. We are requesting a reappropriation of excess revenues from fiscal year 25 to fiscal year 26, effective July 1. The pay date for the bonus would be July 25th.
Any questions? Any discussion? Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would move for the adoption of Resolution R 052725-04.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Tuck, second by Ms. Parker. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Ms. Bainsley?
Yes.
Mrs. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carries. Board committee reports, none. Any board comments?
I have a brief comment. I was talking to Mr. Hiss, and I have a recommendation that the Economic Development Authority look into helping to expand or improve our local agricultural economy. I believe that a very worthy project would be for them to take their efforts and focus on helping to improve Bedford County's strongest economic contributor, which is agriculture, by focusing on perhaps helping our young folks obtain possible real estate where they could operate agricultural enterprises here in Bedford County. I realize what I'm saying here right now is an idea, and it would take a lot to it to actually move it forward. But if we don't think about something, the chances of ever succeeding at it are zero. So anyway, I just want to make that comment here this evening and be brief about it.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, I got a brief comment. It'll be real brief, but I got put in handcuffs at the Forest landfill dumpster place Saturday because when I went in there and they had a checkpoint in there, and I come around, he said that I live in Bedford County, and I said, no, Lynchburg. He jerked me out of the truck and put me in handcuffs. Then I said, no, I live in Bedford County, so he let me go. But they did have a checkpoint there Saturday, and they were checking everybody, which that's the first time I seen it, and I was glad they did have it there. And the handcuffs had the sheriff's initials are. County Administrator report.
Speaking of solid waste, our scale house reopened last week, so the much anticipated reopening after the accident that occurred last fall. So next step is that county's insurance company, VACORP, will be working with the town's insurance company, VRSA. We'll see what they come up with. If there's a gap in insurance coverage, then we will be talking with the town about making us whole.
All right,
That's all I
county-
had, Mr. Chair.
All right, County Attorney.
Nothing further at this time, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the Board of Calendar reminders, I guess we can read, so. All right,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
So if you take 7:15 and deduct 2 minutes because of coming out of closed session, that brings it down to